Hi everyone, thank you all for watching. I know it's been a while, but you are most welcome to the Experts Corner. My name is Veronica Rose, and today I'm joined by a talent acquisition expert and an author. You really need to know more about her. But before I bring her in, if you haven't yet subscribed, feel free to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on more of the upcoming sessions that are coming up. So at this moment, I'd like Jennifer to tell us more about herself. Jennifer, please go ahead.
Okay, hi. Firstly, thank you so much for having me, Veronica. It's an absolute pleasure. So my name is Jennifer Oyelade. I'm an international talent acquisitions director and author. I've been in the industry for about, let's say about 18 years or so.
Awesome.
I started in the UK, working for global recruitment consultancies such as Hayes, Robert Half, Geneva Health, recruiting, in every sector from IT into investment banking, healthcare, HR, construction, oil and gas. Name it, I've probably done something or another inside there. So so I kind of progressed, starting off as a resourcer, to a recruitment consultant, to a recruitment manager, to a regional consulting manager. And then I just kind of didn't feel fulfilled after a while and decided to look for a break in the market. So I looked at Africa and thought, let's acquire all the experience that I've had and bring it to Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and see exactly what we can do to change the thought patterns of the recruitment space, how to prepare people for work, kind of teach you what the HR managers basically doesn't tell you. So I just wanted to fill in that gap, and that's how Transcritic Consulting was born. We've been in operation, give or take 2010, 2011, recruiting across the board and just basically helping professionals be the best version of themselves.
Wow. I really enjoyed listening to your profile. So huge.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. So from your vast experience, we would really like to know, my viewers would love to really know and understand from you. If we mention the word career development, what should come into their mind?
So when we're talking about career development, we're really talking about how you can use your skill set to develop yourself for the kind of career you're looking for. So when we're talking about career development, we're talking about skills acquisition, we're talking about learning how to leverage. So that's leveraging your current experience with what you've probably studied or other skills you can acquire to get better positions in your career. When we talk about career development, we also talk about how to differentiate that niche. What do I have that is different from person A and person B and person C? So career development doesn't necessarily mean going in a straight line in a sense of I'm a assistant manager, then a manager, then a director. Career development can come in different shapes or forms. What is most important is finding that your skill set and harnessing it to develop yourself further for that achievement or that aspiration that you have.
Oh, yeah, that is well defined. So myself, I'm into IT related risk, and there is also something that is called career risk. So it is either positive or negative, but we would love to hear from you. People are always asking, because it's scary to switch careers from this career to the other. But what advice can you give to someone who really wants to switch their career from their current career to something else? What advice would you give to them?
So what I would advise, it's funny you should give this question because I did a webinar, something similar. So I developed my own methodology called the HOIST methodology. So HOIST, the word HOIST in the dictionary means to uplift, to carry, to lift. So HOIST in the career form, which is an acronym that I have devised, which is broken down into human resources, operations management, IT from either a data perspective or from a data management perspective, and S for more systems, and T from technology. So with a hoist, regardless of what your specialism is, looking at every organization, if you think about it, every organization has a human resources department. It operates on operations. There is IT at the center of every organization. S, you have systems and structure wherever you go, and T is technology. So why I separated I and T is because information systems and technology are, it's very vast. You have to be very specific. So with all of these areas, you can develop your skills and diversify your skills by incorporating any of these 5, and it can help you transition into any other area you want to go into. So for example, if I use, if I say somebody who works in data protection, which I know falls very much under the specialization with GDPR, for example, if I wanted to get into HR, if I did a course in HR, for example, it doesn't have to be a degree, it can just be a short course on people management. I can use my IT experience to be able to work to add to my skill set to say, right, I've got a bit of a HR background. Why can't I work within HR related IT systems, HRIS? So the way you can actually transition, and then I can still use the same example and say, what if I work in IT and I do a course in operations? Then I could be more of in a managerial role, because with every operational structure, there's IT. So then I'll be able to work on systems for budget management, systems for risk, organizational risk, organizational structure. Then I can even diversify and look at standard operational procedure. So it's really about sticking to your core, but what courses can you do to complement your current set? And by complementing your current skill set, it's being as broad as possible. Again, using hoist, human resources is broad, operations is broad, IT is broad, data management is broad. So, and that way you're not veering from your core, and you're coming across as a diversified professional rather than a jack of all trades and a master of none.
I love the fact that you're mentioning to stick on your core. It is really key.
So it's definitely key to stick on your core.
Sure.
But when you add the elements to complement your core, that is what diversifies your skill set for the future of work. Because moving to the future of work is not just about, I have a degree in IT, I have a certification, whether it be ACCA, whether it would be, it really just depends on what other skill sets you can bring to the table.
Absolutely.
And how an organization can elaborate on those skill sets to get value for money. So now, a degree in IT, and you now have, for example, a TOGAF certification. Now, what differentiates the person who has got the degree and the TOGAF and somebody who's now done a course in business intelligence? That person who's done the course in business intelligence makes them more attractive, because I can leverage on that business intelligence. I can leverage on that data analytics, even within IT. So it's about courses complements your skill set.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jennifer. And you mentioned that you gave a talk on this same topic. And I would like to hear from you. You've been engaged in different speaking engagements, but I'd like to hear from you as a talent acquisition director. How has this impacted your career as well?
I mean, to be honest, it's impacted my career a lot, because firstly, even as a talent acquisition director, you learn all the time. So for me, it helps me keep my finger on the pulse, because as I am impacting others by the information I am, I'm teaching, the questions that I get coming back in also gives me time to, to think and to, elaborate on more of my talks. And also how it's impacted my career is that what I've learned, I've been able to, glocalize it to help people to grow even more. So what I might learn from an IT professional who's had 30 years experience, and I will speak to a graduate who's just coming straight out of university. Because I've sat on both sides of the table, I'm able to capture the very experienced a talent acquisitions element of, okay, what are employers looking for in the future, and be able to give that information to other professionals. And I think how it's also helped me in my career is that I've done seminars in various sectors. So it's kind of given me a bit of knowledge on everything. So, you know, I can have a conversation about software development to a certain degree. I can have a conversation about, you know, risk, again, to a certain degree.
Oh, yeah.
And I can also have a conversation about aviation to a certain degree. So what I love about my career is meeting new people, having webinars, seminars, engaging. I mean, some of people, yeah, it's a passion that I've had. And some of the people I've met over the years have become friends. I've been godmothers, I've been bridesmaids. So, you know, it's really impacted my career a lot, because I get that fulfillment of giving back.
Wow, I like that. And also the fact of giving back to the profession is really important. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, it's strictly important. I believe leadership is about nurturing the future to grow. Leadership is not about dictation. Leadership is about not only just nurturing the future leaders of tomorrow, but it even gives you a sense of ownership. Like the onus lies on me to develop the professionals of tomorrow. So leadership is really key even with career development, because as you're learning to lead people, you're actually learning. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, so I know we can take this till, but I would like us to hear from you. Any tips you'd give someone who want to gradually grow their career?
Okay, I'll try to limit. I've got so many tips, but I think the most key ones is don't constrain yourself. So don't constrain yourself in the sense that even if you have been doing a specific area of specialization for 10 years or 5 years or 8 years, don't feel the need that you can't move into any other sector, or you can't expatiate on your experience. As I mentioned, the world is growing, companies are adapting. What this pandemic has showed us is that we can survive working. We can survive with a structure that is unconventional. So if we can survive in an unconventional structure, then our skill sets can survive in an unconventional market. So diversify your skills. Don't be afraid to branch out into the unknown. It's only going to make you stronger. If your current career didn't break you now, then learning a new skill will not break you later. Oh, yeah. So always look at diversifying your skill set to make yourself more attractive. Also, I would say is try as much as possible to network. I know people say networking, oh yes, you know, it's hard to network, but I mean, it's a case where you have something to offer. I say that to every professional, whether it's you're an entry level or you're an executive, you have something. You have something that somebody can learn from.
Actually, so, it should be a two-way.
Yes, it's a two-way learning process. I mean, I learn from people every day. So don't be afraid to come out of your comfort zone and share and meet new people. It's that opportunity that you may meet just through engaging with someone that can open the doors for future possibilities. So I would definitely encourage people to network, encourage people to develop themselves. Don't rely on organizations to develop you. Don't, because you will wait a very long time. You need to grab onto those opportunities that you create for yourself and learn how to leverage on that experience for future engagement. So I think the two key things I would say is diversify your skill set that obviously complement what you're currently studying, and network as much as possible and leverage on your network to obtain future opportunities.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. And that brings me, allow me to drop in this. You're an author. You mind sharing with us about your book?
Oh, sure. So funny enough, plan to be an author. I know some people sit down and say, today I'm going to write a book. But my book actually derived from having seminars, speaking to various people, and finding that a lot of ideologies about career development have been created and have been established, and that has been limiting a lot of people. So I just started jotting down all the kind of issues that I've been hearing, and and knowing what my expertise is, answering those specific stumbling blocks that people are coming across. And I decided to write a book called Correctional Facility. So correctional facility. So thinking of a prison. Yes. So it's called Correctional Facility, Righting the Wrongs of Professional Development. So all of the the ideologies, oh, your CV has to be 2 pages, oh, you cannot switch from one sector to another, or all the different kind of confinements we've placed ourselves in. So this book kind of breaks those ideologies. It also talks about how you can develop your career. It doesn't have to be, gradually. You can actually develop on a straight line, on a horizontal line. So it talks about, being a sales manager in a SME and being a sales manager in a global retail chain. Your job title is still the same, but your exposure, and that's still career development because your job title is the same, but your exposure has increased. So just really kind of breaking down the rules of what people have been conventionally taught. And I wrote the book in a way that 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, it's still relevant. So I was very particular about doing that because I've tapped into my experience from James Harvard all the way into my experience till date, trying to ensure that these are methodologies that you can implement at any level of your career, senior execs or entry level. There's a chapter in there for everyone.
Oh yeah, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I know writing a book is not an easy job.
Oh, believe me, it's not. It's not.
True. Yeah, so before we close, I would like you to let our viewers at least know where they can find you.
Sure. So I'm more active on LinkedIn. So you can find me Jennifer Oyelade, MIRP, and that's on LinkedIn. My Twitter handle is Jennifer Oyelade. My Instagram, this is a bit of a funny one, but it's Jennifer with a Y. So it's JENNYPHER _Oyes, OYES. But I would say the best place to find me, guys, would probably be LinkedIn because I use that a lot more than any other platform. And on those platforms, I share career quotes. I share vacancies from our organization, and our vacancies span across Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Botswana. I also share any seminars I have coming up. So yes, feel free to follow me, guys. If you have any career questions, feel free to let me know, and I'm usually at the other end of the PC.
Oh yeah. So Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me today.
It was an absolute pleasure, Veronica. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And to our viewers, thank you all for watching. You've been a wonderful audience. Feel free to subscribe on this channel so that you don't miss out on more knowledge from experts like Jennifer. So thank you and